New this hour, we're going to take you live to the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court. That's where demonstrators went almost immediately when Politico first reported that a draft of a court opinion had been leaked, and it showed justices were ready to overturn Roe versus Wade, which could effectively wipe out a woman's federal protection to get an abortion. Let's bring in our Washington correspondent, Joe St. George. He joins us live now. And Joe, I wonder if you can start by putting this into perspective, because something like this has never really happened. What is the significance of this document, this draft?
Well, it's an unprecedented breach of confidentiality at the Supreme Court. This is not how this institution typically operates. The Supreme Court is an institution that's very secretive by nature. They don't typically even tell reporters when an opinion is going to be released. There isn't leaks on minor cases, and this is one of the biggest cases the Supreme Court has heard and is ruling on in decades. So you're right. There's a lot of unprecedented nature here, and there's going to be a lot of finger pointing and severe questioning going on at the Supreme Court today to figure out why someone would want this leaked and go against precedent. But the only story bigger than the leak itself is the draft of the ruling. And we have to stress to everyone waking up with us in South Florida, just because something has leaked, a draft is now available to read in Politico, doesn't mean it's an actual ruling. We have not been able to independently verify this. So as a direct result of this, we're still very much in wait-and-see mode. We don't know when the Supreme Court will issue an official ruling on this case now. So far, no comment is all we've received from the press officials who represent the justices and represent the Supreme Court. But this is something that's going to impact everybody in Florida. Obviously, Governor DeSantis has recently signed in a 15-week abortion law. When this ruling happens, that would obviously be allowed to go forward. There are people celebrating this decision in Florida this morning. There are people criticizing this decision as well. And we'll have to wait and see for the actual ruling to come out.
Yeah, and the Supreme Court, as you say, usually is very secretive about this, so we may not see anything for a couple of months, really. But this issue draws so much passion. You mentioned the law that Florida recently passed. Also, we're in an election year, so what kind of impact could this have politically?
Well, every state's going to be different, and that's what essentially overturning Roe does. It doesn't say that you can't have an abortion nationwide. Roe says that each state government, every governor, every state legislature, General Assembly, they'll have the authority to pass the laws that they want. So that means Tallahassee is going to pass laws very different than Denver, Colorado, very different from Columbus, Ohio, very different from Phoenix, Arizona. And perhaps there will be some in Florida who want to go a bit further than 15 weeks as a direct result of this. And a woman who could get a certain procedure now might have to get out a map, and they might have to say, okay, how far is New Orleans? How far is Richmond, Virginia? How far am I going to have to drive to get to a clinic who will provide the procedure? Will I have to get on an airplane? That seems to be where we are heading in this country. Every state law being a bit different. Right now, politics in Florida is a bit conservative, so this would lean to more restrictions. But an election could change all of this. Could this usher in Democratic leadership in Tallahassee? Could this usher in more Democratic state senators and state representatives? All of this is very much to be determined. And we still don't know just how much of an effect this will have on the electorate. After all, going into this ahead of today, the economy, inflation was on the minds of voters primarily.
We will see. Joe St. George live for us outside the Supreme Court building. Joe, thank you very much.